Rika today, and today you get to choose between one of three numbers. The numbers are 1, 2, or 3. So check in and notice if your intuition allows one to pop forward first. Whichever one you feel the strongest impression on, let that one be the one you choose. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Today we're using palm leaves as our inspiration from nature. And the palm tree is actually a very, very special tree because it is really the only tree that's meant to withstand storms, or it's made to withstand storms. So it can actually bend over to the ground and then pop itself right back up, and it's designed in that way. Yeah, and the strength comes from the inside out. So for those of you that chose number 1, you get a very special kind of palm leaf. And that is that in the rainforest, the palm leaves will sometimes be in complete stillness, except for one little piece that might be moving, just like that. And this happens a lot, and it's amazing because there may not be any wind in the rainforest, but there can be one little leaf that is just really moving on its own. And so number 1, you've got that little wagging, and it's a little bit like a finger wagging, but not in a negative way, nothing to get you down. This little wag of the leaf represents not gossiping. So if you have been stressed about someone else or frustrated with someone else in your life, and you've been speaking about them a little bit negatively, then this is just a gentle reminder to be a little bit more kind in your thoughts toward this person. It's easy to get frustrated with other people because relationships are complicated and complex. And certain people can sometimes stir things within us that are difficult to manage. They can stir our emotions. So think for a moment if there's a person in your life that you may have been speaking of in a way that isn't kind. If this is a person that you need to be around all the time, then it may be best to clear the energy by addressing your frustration with the person in a compassionate way. So using I feel messages rather than blaming messages like you are doing this and it's bothering me. So it may be I feel frustrated when you blank, whatever it is that that person is doing that is causing you a challenge. And if it's not that kind of situation where it's appropriate to talk through this with the person, then maybe there's the finger pointing back from the palm leaf is actually pointing back at yourself to say, is there something about this person that actually there's a seed of their behavior that I also take on? So is it something within me that I do that I'm seeing in that other person that's frustrating me? And so just ask yourself that. There's a saying that when you have one finger pointing out, there's 3 pointing back at you. And if you try pointing your finger, you'll notice that there's 3 pointing back. So not to get down about this because it's natural for us to be frustrated sometimes in relationships. Just keep that in check. And I'm going to be pulling you a card from the 22 Paths of Color. This is a card deck by Elizabeth Harper. Let's see which one you get. Oh, this is nice. This actually looks a little bit like a leaf. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's a beautiful blue and green color. And it says, Heart of Healing, Healer, heal thyself. Wrap your wings around yourself and heal your tender heart. Nurturing and loving yourself creates a beautiful glow from within. Your self-love radiates special healing to all life. This is your gift. Healer, heal thyself, the heart of healing. And isn't that true that when we aren't glowing, we can be more negative toward others or get more frustrated easily? So this is a little bit of a reminder to start to nurture and love yourself again if you've got off that path. And that's it for you, number 1. If you chose number 2, the palm leaf is actually applauding you. This was this one came up with the sound of the palms moving against each other in almost like a symphony of applause. So congratulations on whatever it is that you've just completed. You may have been in a really positive cycle and things may be glowing and flowing in your life. And this is just to honor that and say, good job, well done. And it may also be the calling to take a rest. With this particular one, there's a message coming in about water and being by the beach or by a lake, somewhere, some kind of body of water, to allow yourself to rest and to receive the benefits of water. Even if you don't go in the water, just to be near it, maybe to even meditate alongside the water. And really be kind to yourself and acknowledge the goodness that you have within you and that you've been also spreading to others recently. So you get Angel Ray of Violet. So this one has these beautiful kind of almost crystal-like images coming out from the center of a heart, expanding awareness. Your energy is free to take the next step on your journey, spiritual transmutation. Your purpose is to realize your spiritual self and to understand life's gifts and challenges from a place of divine awareness. Spiritual transmutation. So those of you who chose number 3, the palm leaf was actually slightly curled into itself in this image. And what that's representing for you is taking the time to be in routine with the simplicity of being at home, closer to home. And the sense that I get with this one is if you pick number 3, it's not necessarily the time to travel or be trying new things for the next 2 to 3 weeks. This isn't a very long cycle, but that it may be a time to stay closer to home and stay with the routines of your life and keep things on sort of more of an even level. And that you're going to get the most satisfaction from operating that way over the next little while. So that means simple tasks, keeping your usual schedule, and not taking on anything radically new at this time. Doesn't mean that you can't cultivate new ideas, but allow them to come in within your regular routines. Even washing dishes can be a spiritual practice if we bring mindfulness and the fullness of the moment into it, if we're breathing into our body and paying attention. So that is the message for you if you chose number 3. This is more of a simpler, calmer time. And let's get you a card. And the card for you is Beyond the Veil, Connections, it says. The veil that separates us from truth is at its thinnest. Your psychic powers are in perfect alignment with all souls that have a message of love. Focus your attention on loving service and the messages will reflect this same intention. So this is a great card for the alignment that you have with your divine power right now. And this whole loving service, sometimes we can get bogged down by the drudgery of just doing mundane, everyday tasks. But if you can be in a place of loving service with those tasks, you will find that you will feel much lighter and brighter, and you'll be able to share yourself in a new way with the world. So thank you for joining me today. If you'd like to join us on retreat, we have more information about our retreats and trainings at davidtree.com. And I wish you a beautiful day. Namaste.